what I get by doing all of this thing. Like, people ask this thing to me a lot, and I also, like, I did ask myself that, Diksha, what you get by doing, like, what are you getting by doing all of this thing? I ask myself this question a lot. But there is a thing, like, there is a thread of thought that my previous version made up of, and now I have a different thread of thoughts that make me who I am actually, like today. So obviously everyone wants a happy life and wants to be best in their field, but did you question why it is not happening? Like, why everything feels hard? Why everything feels hard for you? Like, why you fail in the works, in your own works? Like, why life is not giving you the thing you really want in your life? So similarly, I ask myself this type of question, and every sufferings tell me to see inside my own self. And that's how I know me or I is the problem and the solution. But now, from now on, I really want the solution, not the problem. We say there is a business of self-help guru, that safe loves and it is of no use. But here is the point: learn to use the things that work in your favor. Don't depend on others person, don't make them as your god, but just take a thread from them. What I actually mean by it, that see how they evolve in their own life, what make them who they are presently, what type of belief and mindsets they have right now. I want to tell you a theory that is called Lineage of Ideas. So like, I get this idea, or I know about this theory, about this podcast, where David Senra says that ideas didn't start with current generation of leaders. If one admires a highly successful figure, one should find out who influenced them, and then who influenced those figures, to realize that the idea didn't start with them, and that they don't start with us, they can't die with us either. So what I mean by that, like, I have an example. Okay, let's take an example of Da Vinci. Like, he is very inspired, he literally inspired a lot of people, Da Vinci. So, like, he's inspired by his mentor, Verrocchio. Sorry for my pronunciation, I don't know like how it pronounced, but forgive me for that. So also, he absorbed ideas from the Aristotle, Plato, and Euclid. So Aristotle inspired by Plato. His direct mentor is Socrates. So did you see the cycle of lineage of ideas here? Like, how the Da Vinci, then the how the Da Vinci, and then Aristotle. Then Aristotle is inspired by the Plato, and Plato is inspired by the Socrates. So, like, how lineage of ideas, cycle of lineage of ideas is going here. Can you see this thing? So that is the same thing that I really want to tell you to do. So here is the point, like, so create that thread of thoughts by being 95% of you and 5% as your inspired source. Like, I consume a lot of podcast, leaders, articles, or books, and I just create from my life experience, insights that I have. Like this video, I love to talk about all of these topics, so whatever I learn about this type of topics, I add with my insight and life experiences. So trust me, like, thread of thought is so unique in every being. The connection you can make between things cannot be created by others. That's why you is very important. Like, no one can create that type of thread of thought that you can create. Like, so that's why you is very important. That's why I tell you to, like, do something, create something, because your creation is so unique. Like everyone is one creation is very unique. So please be encouraged, like encourage yourself to do things, to create something in your life. Like if someone asks me now, like, so Diksha, like by doing all of this thing, I create, like I answer them to this, that I create the thread of thoughts that I want and clean that didn't work for me. I cleaned every thread of thoughts that didn't work for me. And that is where you have to be aware about that, what thread of thought is not working for you, that you have to clean it from your life, from your mind. That's the thing. Like by reading more than 20 books, like it gives me different types of thread of thoughts. So it teach me to be aware of both cause and effects, because in every book I read till now, like there is a cause, and in the last chapter of that book there is an effect. So everything here and there is the cause and effect. If I have this thread of thoughts, it is because of that type of environment I am in, or that type of inspiration that I am inspired by. It is that cause that I having that type of effect right now. So it is very important. And journaling tell me to how to connect different thoughts. That's why journaling is very important. And I started it when I was in 8th or 9th class. Like I start writing about my life, about what I'm doing from the 8th or 9th class. So it is a very fun thing for me. I didn't that, like I'm not that much into the creating something from my journaling or anything like that. I just have some experience, some thoughts in between of my days, and I just write it in my diary or in my journal. So by reprogramming my mind, I learned to be aware about unconscious thoughts of thread that creating my life, every minute, every action and reaction coming from there. So it is very important for me to just know that unconscious thoughts of thread. It is very important for me to doing that thing. So yeah. And other thing, like by clearing my generational toxic cycle, I learned that some thread of thoughts pull me backward or preventing me to think big for my own self. There is many thing in our self concept, like anger, jealousy, thinking under a box, being close minded. All these threads are working against me. So I have to be aware about all this thing that my generational cycle give me till now. And I have to clean it. I have to upgrade it, like upgrading an app. So yeah, by getting familiar with neuroscience, it teach me how our brain literally make our life, and tuning it into a right way can work like a miracle. Like I will come up with a video that is literally based on neuroscience. I will gonna come up, so be wait for it. Manifestation or metaphysics literally helped me to mold my reality by molding my inner reality. So the concept that is in metaphysics and manifestation all are so helpful for me in my life, and I literally appreciate my own connection of thought. That thank you so much for getting me here and know about all of this thing. Like I'm so grateful to know all of this thing. We should be grateful for the things that we know right now. We know a lot of things that our past generation don't know about. So we have to be very grateful for that thing. So you would have that question, that Diksha, why are you telling all of this thing, that what you get by doing all of this thing? I just literally want to tell you that, like for me, presently my goal of the life is like experiencing and creating. It can be changed in the future, but for now it is all about experiencing and creating. And I really want you to please create that thread of thoughts that is yours, because you are surrounded. Your thread of thoughts is made up of social media, by your surrounded people, by your culture, by your family person, acquired by everyone's thinking. So it is very important for you to please create that thread of thought that can tell you that, Diksha, like that can tell you that, this is who I am. Like, if I, like, my identity is like I am Diksha, then there is a thread of thought that is making me who I am right now. If I am Diksha here, then because, like, behind this face there is a thread of thought, there is a connection of thoughts here. So that is the thing that I really want you to please create. The goal of this video is that's it, that please create your thread of thoughts. Don't lose this opportunity where you have all the resources that you want. Like right now you have everything, you just have to be in the process of creating. So I just recommend you to please create that thread of thoughts. What do you think? Like, every morning I woke up, I just see, like, I really want to see the sun, the birds, the butterfly, the sand, like everything through my perception. Like, I question, like, Diksha, what do you think what it is? Like, we are so used to about having a perception, like past perception about everything that our family gave us, that our generation gave us. So we are used to it, like we are so used to it. But it is very important to see everything like with your own perception. And that is how my journal is very unique, like from other people. Why? Like, and everyone's journal is very unique because there is a perception, there is a thread of thought that is coming from that person. So can you see a system building by doing all these things, where I am playing with threads of thoughts by becoming whoever I want? So every person you are seeing every day has a system, ideas, beliefs, theories, perception about who they are, and they just playing with it. As if a seed have a resources of water, fertile land, or sunlight, they grow, they play with it. Similarly, we have a life, a body, breath, or a brain. By giving it an input, it gave us an output, the life. So by doing all this, it teach me to play with the identity as I am, like Diksha. In me there is a threads of thought that make me who I am. It teach me to do not play small. Play big, because you have infinite potential. Miseries or suffering are the ways that push you to do things like this and do self-examination, because true wisdom is not knowledge, it's self-examination. Connection of thoughts, and please create something out of it. Like this video, how I get the idea of creating this video from my thoughts of connection, from my threads of thoughts, and my experience, my insights. That's it. Like, my whole, like, the goal of this whole video is for you to please create your thread of thoughts. Don't be indulged on everyone perception that, okay, if someone is saying this thing, then it is very true. No, not at all. It can be very false thing, it can be very wrong thing. So please be aware about whatever video you are watching. Like, right now, if you are seeing my video also, have question about it. Think in a certain way about this topic, about this thing. You could have very amazing and very unique perception about the thing that I'm telling you. Like, I have my own and you have your own, so it is a very beautiful thing to have, to be on your journey, to create that thread of thoughts and create something out of it. Because this is who you are right now. If you want to be here making money in this 3D world, be alive here and not getting emotionally fooled by everything, by the illusion of the reality, have that perception, have that threads of thoughts where you can say that, okay, this is how, like, okay, this can be me. That you can say that, okay, this can be me. And when you are saying that, you could be very peaceful about that concept.